Hollywood loves a good comeback story, but it loves watching a downfall even more, especially when the person falling doesn't realize they're already mid-air. This is the story of Meghan Markle, a woman who believed she could walk into Hollywood with the glow of royalty, only to collide headfirst with the one empire that doesn't share its spotlight, the Kardashians. It started with a birthday party. A glamorous, polished, perfectly curated Kris Jenner production. But within hours, that celebration became the moment Hollywood quietly closed its doors on Meghan. A non-existent release form, a shifting demand about photos, a room full of A-listers staring at drama they didn't ask for. And while Meghan tried to control the narrative, another machine, bigger, older, and far less forgiving, began to move. Netflix. Tonight, we're not here to gossip. We're here to examine how a woman chasing power walks straight into a room full of professionals and misunderstood every rule written on the walls.
The spark that lit the fire. Kris Jenner's 70th birthday was never meant to be a battlefield. It was a carefully engineered spectacle, a James Bond-themed night hosted by Jeff Bezos, packed with celebrities who understand exactly how Hollywood works. Events like this run on quiet agreements. You show up, you smile, you get photographed, and everyone goes home happy. But then, Meghan and Harry arrived, and suddenly, the room shifted. First, they reportedly didn't want photos taken. Then they might have wanted photos. Then came the excuse whispered to People magazine about a release form they refused to sign. The problem? No such form existed. Not one A-lister saw it. Not one insider confirmed it. And in Hollywood, inventing paperwork is the fastest way to look unprofessional. The Kardashians operate a billion-dollar machine built on consistency and control. They choreograph their spotlight with precision. They do not tolerate chaos, especially chaos that isn't theirs. So when Meghan disrupted the ritual of the room, the decision was quick and silent. She would not be invited into their circle again. What looked like a small misunderstanding was in reality the first crack. The moment Hollywood started asking, is this worth the trouble?
Why Hollywood dislikes the person who tries to control the room. Hollywood is not gentle, but it is predictable. Everyone understands the unspoken rules. Be professional, be on time, and don't create unnecessary drama. It is an industry built on relationships, not royalty. Meghan, however, walked into it like someone who believed her title could override the mechanics of the machine. The non-existent release form became more than a small lie. It was a signal that Meghan was trying to control the narrative in a room where every person already knew the script. A room full of producers, executives, and A-listers who could instantly tell the difference between natural chaos and chaos manufactured to manipulate a headline. Hollywood hates the latter. Professionals don't make excuses. They don't invent documents. They don't leak half-truths to the press to steer a story in their favor. And more importantly, they don't disrupt the flow of an event orchestrated by people far more powerful than themselves. Oprah didn't complain. Beyoncé didn't negotiate. Every powerhouse in that room understood the cost of playing the game. Meghan didn't. That moment told Hollywood everything it needed to know. She wasn't just unpredictable, she was a liability. And in an industry where reputation is currency, a liability is the one thing no one wants to invest in. Netflix, the quiet thermometer of Meghan's brand. If the Kardashians were the spark, Netflix became the temperature gauge, the device that revealed just how cold Meghan's brand had grown. Netflix is not emotional. It doesn't care about palace drama or tabloid narratives. It cares about numbers, views, retention, profit. It is a machine that invests only when the returns are guaranteed. So when reports surfaced that Netflix would reevaluate its partnership with Meghan after her Christmas special, insiders already knew the truth. There was nothing left to reevaluate. The show that looked like 2 seasons was, in reality, 1 season cut in half, a single project repackaged as something bigger. There were no new plans, no ongoing production, no creative momentum. And the clearest sign came from the people behind the camera, the crew, the lighting team, the sound engineers, the operators who depend on stable shows for their livelihoods. They were already searching for new jobs. In Hollywood, that is the death certificate. Not a press release, not a cancellation announcement, just the quiet migration of professionals who know a sinking ship when they see one. Even if the Christmas special becomes a modest hit, it won't reverse the trend. Netflix sees the same pattern Kardashians saw. Too much noise, too little return, too many complications for a brand that no longer moves the needle. And in the cold arithmetic of streaming giants, Meghan Markle stopped being a worthwhile investment long before anyone said it out loud.
Harper's Bazaar and the art of a self-defeating image. When Meghan stepped into her Harper's Bazaar cover story, she didn't just enter a photo shoot, she stepped into a performance, a curated moment meant to declare power, independence, and a rebirth of her public image. But instead of rising, the image cracked under the weight of its own staging. The scene was almost cinematic, a borrowed Upper East Side townhouse, a single journalist waiting alone, and Meghan Markle arriving with a footman whose sole job was to announce her title, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. It was dramatic, it was deliberate, and it was wrong. Royal protocol doesn't introduce royalty, it introduces the commoner to royalty. The moment Meghan flipped that structure, she revealed the tension at the heart of her entire brand. She wants the prestige of the crown without the discipline that comes with it. The photo shoot was supposed to be her woman in charge moment, the visual proof that she didn't need the monarchy to hold power. But instead, it exposed something far more fragile, a public figure trying to manufacture grandeur in a room where grandeur cannot be faked. Even more telling was her choice of magazine. She bypassed Vogue, the empire she reportedly felt had wronged her, and ran straight into the arms of its competitor, Harper's Bazaar. Not for creativity, not for authenticity, but for payback. And when revenge becomes part of your brand strategy, the cracks stop being invisible. What should have been a moment of reinvention became another example of a pattern Hollywood recognizes instantly, a persona built on image rather than identity.
The strategic mistake using royalty as a passport into Hollywood. At the center of every misstep, the party, the photos, the magazine shoot, the streaming deal, there is one quiet truth. Meghan Markle believed her royal title was a golden ticket into Hollywood, a shortcut, a shield, a guarantee. But Hollywood doesn't run on titles. It runs on professionalism, reliability, and the ability to play well with others. Spotlight isn't inherited.
It's earned, maintained, and justified every single day. This is where Meghan misread the room. She thought the power of Duchess would open doors, but to industry veterans, it signaled something else entirely. Someone who expects exceptions, someone who resists direction, someone who sees rules as optional. Meanwhile, the Kardashians thrive because they respect the mechanics of fame. They show up on time. They don't disrupt photo protocols. They treat every camera angle, every partnership, every moment of visibility like a business asset, not a birthright. Meghan did the opposite. She tried to command the spotlight rather than earn it. She tried to bend the system rather than understand it. And she tried to wield royal prestige in a world where prestige means nothing without performance. Hollywood is forgiving, but it never forgets patterns. The small disruptions at Kris Jenner's party, the invented release form, the staged self-introduction, the strained Netflix partnership. Each incident was a reminder that Meghan wasn't just difficult, she was a miscalculation. And in an industry driven by risk and reward, a miscalculation is simply too expensive to keep around. Her downfall isn't dramatic, it's systematic, the natural outcome of a strategy built on the wrong currency. Royalty instead of professionalism, entitlement instead of understanding, image instead of substance. And once Hollywood sees that clearly, the door doesn't slam. It just slowly, quietly closes. The room that closed its doors. Meghan Markle did not lose Hollywood in a single night. She lost it piece by piece through small choices, subtle signals, and a growing pattern that the industry could no longer ignore. The Kardashians saw it first. They saw the disruption, the excuses, the need to control every angle of the story. And in their world, a world built on discipline and calculation, that was enough to quietly step back. Netflix saw it next, not through headlines or scandals, but through numbers, stalled productions, and a crew already searching for their next paycheck. To a corporation built on data, Meghan's brand simply stopped making sense. And finally, the public saw it through the Harper's Bazaar portrait, a staged moment meant to project dominance, but instead revealing a woman still searching for the identity she wants the world to believe in. Her journey is not a tragedy, it is a lesson, a reminder that power is not something you declare. It is something you demonstrate, consistently, quietly, and with an understanding of the room you are standing in. Meghan walked into Hollywood believing she could redefine the rules. Instead, she discovered the one truth every successful figure learns early. The spotlight doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the people who decide you've earned it. And once they decide you haven't, the room closes its doors. Not loudly, not violently, just silently enough for you to realize it only when you find yourself outside, knocking.